Hello. Today we're going to open a case from Greenlight. It's the All-Terrain Series 11, it says. So I'm going to open it, and then we're going to look at the cars inside, and then we're going to open them. Okay. So Greenlight are a little harder to open than, say, your Auto World or your Johnny Lightning, because they come in these incredibly thick blister packs, as you'll see. So that's why I've got these monster shears. All right, let's see what we've got first. In the All-Terrain Series. And it's the 1995 Ford Bronco. And it's looking good. Yeah. This series doesn't give you very much information. It tells you what else is in the series, but that would be spoilers. Okay, so we'll put this aside until we have everything out and then open it, or should we open them as we go? That might be more fun, because otherwise there's going to be a whole lot of cutting all at once. Yeah, let's open it. There's the elastic's holding something down, but I think that it's this piece on the top. On my other Bronco, it's the cab. So I don't know what to think. I'll try and make these sounds less egregious in post-processing. I find the single color of this Bronco sort of interesting. Let's get it out. Okay, so it is the cab because I just moved it. Okay, let's take a look at this. Oh, the lights are done very well. And it has a winch in the front on this guard. The wheels are great. These don't move, but I wonder if they're held in place by that. Inadvertently held in place by. Let's look at the door handles are great. Bronco badging is also great. It's very simple in terms of decoration, which I like. You know, it doesn't need to have a billion things going on. So this top rack also has fog lights on it, which I didn't notice until just now. Even though I was looking at it head on earlier, I was focused too much on the winch. I find that I'll be looking at my videos after I've made them, and there'll be some glaring issue that I didn't even notice because I was hyper focused on one thing. And like I was looking at that Black Bandit Datsun 510, and I'm talking about it for like 4 minutes, and this bit of metal right here is just bent in like it's been in a car accident, and I didn't notice it at all until I was editing the video. Very funny. All right, so I guess I do need that knife again. Okay, do that as gently as possible. Okay, so this is attached to the top. It's very cool, roof rack and fog lights. The top just sits, like it doesn't click at all, like it just sits on this. However, this is going to be a bit of a rearranging here, but however, I had a Ford Bronco that I really liked, and I used resin. My brother does art projects that involve resin, and so I put some along the truck bed and let it sit for a while, and now it's one piece, which is great. I don't have to worry every time I move it that I'm gonna, lose such a distinct part of the vehicle. Although when I did take the thing off, maybe I should have cleaned the window. This one's also a little dirty. Okay, back wheels do spin, so let's see. I'm gonna take this off. There's back seats. This one actually has kind of a nice look without the. It rolls like a dream. Like a dream. I mean, orange would be very good for safety reasons in the woods and whatnot, so that people don't think that your truck is a deer and shoot it. Not so good if you're like, oh, wow, this is very delicate. That's very delicate. Okay. Do I like this as much as that classic blue and white one? No, I don't. But I do like. I do very much like the additions that they've made to the casting, like the stuff that they've added, the winch, the fog lights, the roof rack. All of that is amazing. I mean, they've taken off the spare tire, like the swing open spare tire, but that's okay. I just like that they can do so many different things with the same casting. That's exciting. It makes you look forward to new releases in a way that in a way that's slightly different to how you look forward to new releases of Hot Wheels, for instance. Because the Hot Wheels is going to be physically the exact same, but with cooler or less cool, art on it. Whereas this might be, physically very different. This is a very different silhouette, for instance, and and vibe from the other Ford Bronco. And I think that's cool. And I still haven't looked under the hood. The hood might not even open, actually. That doesn't open. Yeah, I think the hood looks, there's no line there at all. So this one is, yeah, look, it meets. This one definitely doesn't open. Well, that's good because this is very delicate, and I think getting at that hood again and again might be playing with fire in terms of breaking off one of those fog lights. Yeah, I might have to get some of that resin stuff myself if this becomes an ongoing concern. I resined two things. I resined the Ford Bronco at the top, and then there was a Porsche from Sparky, and the spoiler had snapped. I had probably done it when I was unboxing it, and so I put a little bit of like, you can actually see the resin, unfortunately, because it's a little bit shiny. Let's see. It's on that far edge of the spoiler. It looks like just a white dot, but it's got a spoiler, and I'm not worried it's gonna fall off the next time I touch it, so that's good. Because that was a Porsche I liked. A Porsche I liked. Okay. So this one we might get to the opening a little faster because, again, the card art for these ones doesn't have a lot going on for it. So, card number 2. This is a more classic looking GMC Jimmy with a much bigger ride height. But it's got kind of that same vibe as the lighter blue Bronco. Yeah, it looks like there might be a tear in the rubber. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Well, let's get it out and then take a look. '87. Oh yeah, that's it's much higher. You gotta be careful not to. This one's still, but yeah, you can see the ride height. They went for broke, off-road wise. Jimmy Sierra Classic. It's a really nice metallic kind of sparkle blue or metal flake blue, whatever you call it. And then like a pearl white on the top. We do get an opening hood on this one. I'm pretty sure. I wish I'd remembered what I'd done with my more delicate knife. This is great. This is a great grill. Really nice, really nice. Firestone. Destination HT? I don't know. This is kind of a nice little logo. Sierra Classic. It looks almost Christmassy. The Jimmy logo is kind of a mess. Oh, I guess this is what it's supposed to look like. Again, the door handle looks great. They've got the keyhole about halfway down the door. So that's a bit off. GMC, looking great. Yeah. I don't know how they do these. They put them through a machine, and if it's off by a millimeter, then you wind up with something like this. Because this side they've got the Jimmy correct, but the lock for the door is still way off. Okay, well, let's get the back open. Get the back open. Oh, and then I forgot to look at the Oh, it's got a spare tire. Too bad it's glued in. I could actually have used it down here. Is that the one? There was one that looked like there was a hole right in the rubber. Unless I'm bonkers. Or maybe it was a trick of the packaging. Yeah, it must have been, because everything looks fine. Huh. I love that they use an actual tire for the spare tire. That's very cool. It appears to have jammed the seat forward a little bit, but that's not going to be an issue because this is going to be glued on. It's going to stay on the whole time, and you'll still be able to see the spare tire. And shit, maybe you won't. Maybe this is one that should ride like this. There's something a little off about the Jimmy to me in terms of the cabin or whatever it's called. And I don't like it with the darkened windows. seems a little murder truck. You know, and murder trucks have their time and their place, but this is fun and kind of weird. This makes it kind of weird. And, I mean, it's got a great shape for being a pickup truck, you know? It's a little bit of a shorter bed. It's got seats in the back, though, and, I mean, it makes a more interesting... I think it'll make a more interesting pickup truck with weird stuff in it than it will make a, you know, kind of Bronco looking thing. You know, because I have the Broncos for that. So for this, I think this looks great. I think this is a cool, weird truck. Yeah. So, you're not going to get glued on after all. Let's see what's next. A Jeep 2008 Rubicon. Another example where, oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's get it open. Oh, I've got it all zoomed in. You're gonna miss the thrilling violence. Actually hit the phone that time. Not good. Two 2008. All of them seem to have elastics. Something seems a little crooked there, but can't for the life of me figure out what it is. The details are all nice. Not in love with the door handles. But the back lights are good. Does this actually open? No. It's got this cool trim that goes all the way around into this bumper. I think that might be something that different castings, because it's plastic, I think that it's one of the things that different castings can change, like adding the fog lights to the Bronco. you keep it on? Or in? What's happening? Ah. I mean, I hope this is what's supposed to come off. Okay, I think it is. It's not very pretty though. I think partly because this one's supposed to, I don't want to break it, but I think that this is supposed to come up higher. Well, that won't move at all, wow. See, on this side it's straight across. And then here, it takes a sharp angle downward. I have to say, I'm not very fond of the color of this either. I don't want to nitpick. Not one of these has had an opening hood. Nope. No. I'm going to double check on the Jimmy. Nope. Some toolings, I imagine, do. These ones do not. It is the box of no opening hoods. Okay, so the spare tire is kind of, well, I guess they're all imperfect. These ones look okay. This one, the holes aren't cut out properly. But then in this one it's not quite perfect, and then this one it's even a little less perfect, so I guess it is the same tire. Maybe if I liked Jeeps more. Also, okay, it's metal, but it feels insubstantial. The bottom, and it's a very different seaming bottom than other Greenlights. It's 2019 copyright. I don't know. It really looks like garbage with its roof off, though. It doesn't really want to go back. There we go. At least it stays on relatively well. Doesn't need to be glued. It's kind of a bright garish kind of yellow. Whereas this is also bright and garish, but I don't know, kind of reminds me, like I was saying, of woodsmen and hunters, and so feels appropriate. And I know this is kind of a popular color for Jeeps. I can see someone who really likes Jeeps being into this. That someone is not me, though. So, but so far we've got 2 out of 3 that I really, really like. I think that's a pretty good ratio so far. And now we've got the Jeepster Commando. All right, let's take a look. So another Jeep. Another Jeep, this one in a very pleasant green color. Like a really nice green color. The front end looks great. The grill and then the little badging there. I really like the gas can and then the spare tire. Okay, so I think this just comes off. And I mean, this is a very classic look for this Jeep, I think. And kind of fun with the ride height so drastic. Yeah, I think this may be another one that works better without the cap. Although this is really, oh, they're both nice. Door handles are great. What does this say? One's a door latch, one's words. Jeepster Commando. I couldn't get it close enough that I could actually read it, but I could get it close enough that I could make out that the shape matched the name that I already knew, which feels like cheating to me. The windshield's great. I'm not a fan of like army vehicles, which I'm now realizing that with the green and the fact that it looks like a, well, I mean, it looks like an army Jeep. But now this is very cool. Yeah, I think it's got to go without the top because the seats are great, and with the top on you don't get this amazing front window profile, which is it's very cool. It's really cool and classic, and it'd be a shame to not have that on display. Wow. doing with the tires here. Ragged Terrain TA, BF Goodrich. This one seems a little worse for the wear. Like I said, I tend to hyper-focus on things and then I miss other stuff, so if you've been watching and being like, look at the tires, then I apologize to you. I am now looking at the tires, and there are some issues, but they are not deal breakers for me. I think what's going on here might need me to take the tire off and cut away some excess plastic from the actual wheel. I think that's the issue there. Just the overall impression of this one is very cool, and I think maybe the coolest one yet. So that's good. And now there's one more left in the box. Or two. Yeah, there's 6 in a set. That's okay, I can count. Whoa. That's heavy. Oh man, that's heavy. 2020 Chevrolet Silverado. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to point out something that leaps out to me, and that is that for the most part, maybe with the exception of this, but this even goes for like a classic look, for the most part these are very classic vehicles, and I think that my affection for them comes from nostalgia a little bit, you know, remembering being a kid and, you know, my stepdad driving a Bronco, and you know, things like that. And so it feels like they're trying to depict an era or but then there's this, you know, the 2020 sorry, I can't remember what it was. Chevy something. Chevy Silverado. And it's I mean, it just means nothing to me. It's not an attractive truck. The bed of this truck is shorter than the cab. This front end is almost laughable. It's cartoonish. They've added this onto it, I guess, for this release. And these side steps. This is very half-assed addition to this release, and just a stupid car. I've heard some people in other videos, unboxing videos, complaining when this car comes up about the size of the wheels, and I think these are actually pretty realistically sized. I know that working in 1/64, designers have to go for the correct feel of a size often, instead of the actual 1/64th size when it comes to wheels. And I think a lot of people want it both ways. I know that it's much easier to do the car at 1/64, but when you start doing the wheels at actual 1/64, people start to complain that it doesn't look realistic, and that's because at that size it doesn't. People remember the feeling of wheels, or the impression they get of wheels on vehicles, not the actual proportions. So that's one thing about this it makes me think about, because these wheels are that's what they look like on this car, and so I think that's an unfair criticism. And maybe it's an unfair criticism for me to say that it's just a stupid fucking car, but that's my opinion. That's my opinion. I mean, if I had a tiny little bit of cargo that I needed 6 of my friends to drive somewhere with, yeah, maybe this is the car I'd buy. Or the truck. Okay, so we have one left. And it is much more my speed. It's the 76 Ford F-250. All right, well, let's get it out of there. Okay. I like this. I don't know why they didn't paint the fog lights on it. But even just as a grill, it's kind of cool. This back window is loose. This is a strange set of releases, strange release, because even vehicles that are tooled to, although now that I'm looking at the back, maybe this one isn't tooled to have the trunk come down, or not trunk, but you know, the back. The wheels all look great. I can't tell, is that silver or, yeah, it's silver. And there's a keyhole right next to it. F250 custom. The custom must be the ride height, because everything else looks really stock. I guess maybe this. Or maybe there's some kind of magical custom business going on under the hood. I don't even know why I'm trying this. I had a video game where you start off with a small, not small, I mean this is obviously quite a large pickup, and you're in a rural area and you're, you know, helping people move things and helping clean up the town after a flood, and you know, you slowly start making enough money to get like, you know, bigger trucks to take on bigger jobs and eventually build a hauling company. And which sounds, you know, kind of like Football Manager or something. But the way that they did it is driving the truck was through the mud and over rocks and things in this backwoods town was an absolute nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. And so completing even the simplest tasks would wind up with you like, you'd take out your normal truck to try and get a vehicle that was stuck in the mud out in a bit of a swampy area, and then your truck would get stuck. So you'd have to go and get your bigger truck to come and pull your truck out of the mud, and then try and pull the truck that you originally were trying to pull out of the mud. And then that bigger truck would get stuck, and you'd spend like half an hour trying to like find the right angle to use your original smaller truck to pull your big truck out of the mud while it's attached to the truck you're there to rescue. It was a very engrossing and frustrating game. This truck, I really don't know what I think about it. I have a Ford 250 that I really like. I have a Ford 250 from Greenlight that I really like, and it's from the Kings of Crunch series, and it's just, they just go to town with it, you know. They cover the bed, they've got these fog lights up here, they've got a winch, great headlights, you know, that deco on the sides is kind of demented, if that fits it perfectly. This is one of my favorite Greenlight releases. I think that the Kings of Crunch series is underrated, and I think part of that is that, I mean, it's a problem I have too, is that I don't know how you're supposed to display them, you know? I don't have a case that's big enough to display them, so I guess I'm just going to be dusting it for the rest of my life. But, so, this is a very exciting, to me, Ford F-250. And this ain't. This is just a pickup truck. And it's, you know, it doesn't even seem like it's trying that hard to be a pickup truck. So, I guess I had high hopes for our final tally. Here, but okay, we'll move you out of the way. Okay, so this Jimmy with the top off and the spare tire and the seats, it's a weird little pickup, and I like it. I like it a lot. That's a definite winner for me. I'll just put that on there for now. Again, just nothing. This one I feel, yeah, I'm not aggressively against this. I can understand someone really liking this. This, without the top, the Jeep Jeepster, with the gas can, with this front window, with that ride height. I love it. I think that it's, yeah, I think it's beautiful. In like a weird, you know, doesn't talk about his feelings, but, you know, really cares about you kind of way. I'm really happy with that one. Put the top on it for now, but and this guy is going to keep his top on, you know, which isn't always ideal, but in this case it is, because the roof rack and the fog lights, they're great. They go with the fog lights on the front. I like this orange. This is a solid car. This is the only one that I really actively dislike, and it weighs like 30 pounds. It only seems like I can, like it's kind of light because I do so many finger exercises, but it's very heavy. And then you would check if it rolls well. It probably does. Yeah, it rolls really well for a stupid car. I mean, if you own this car and you want to, like, you know, prove that you don't think you made a mistake and you don't doubt yourself every day of your life, you could probably get this and like put it on your desk or something. And then people would see it and they would think, oh, he actually does like that car. I thought he maybe made a mistake that he regrets every day, but he has that dinky of it, so I guess not. 3 and 3. You know what? That's pretty good. For some reason in my head I keep thinking there's 5. And And so I thought there were 3 bad ones and 2 good ones, but there's 3 good ones, and they're very, very good ones. So I'm happy with that. I've definitely got I mean, they're kind of arranged in order here. Like the Jeep Jeepster, I love. The Jimmy is very quirky. I could see growing to love it. It's very fun. And then the Bronco is it's a classic Bronco, and it's got some cool little additions, and it will look nice on the shelf. Maybe one day we'll all look nice on a shelf. Think about that. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good night.